Okay, we're recording.
Hello, everybody. I am Dr. Misty Paul, and I have some wonderful guests with me today. We are kicking off our virtual essential oils class, and today we're talking about home essentials. We're talking about those essential oils that we all love to use to solve everyday problems in a natural way. So, supporting health naturally using doTERRA essential oils. Let me begin by introducing myself. Most of you know that I'm a chiropractor and I'm owner CEO of Basics First Chiropractic located in Leesburg, Virginia. And as a chiropractor, we come from a natural perspective anyway, but we tend to use essential oils for a lot more than just pain relief. We'll get into that a little bit more. I have with me my co-host, my partner in crime, my colleague in doTERRA, Miss Meg Tiffany. Meg, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, sure. Thank you, Dr. Paul. My name is Meg Tiffany, and I have been collaborating with Dr. Paul for probably somewhere between 10 and 12 years, I think now, something like that.
I think so, yes.
And I am retired from my career, where I spent pretty much all of my career developing systems to support healthcare at the National Cancer Institute, the Veterans Administration, other NIH institutes, etc. So I'm retired from that, but in the process of moving forward, I discovered doTERRA essential oils and became a wellness advocate, and have supported many people in using essential oils, pure essential oils, to support their wellness and health. And that's why I work with Dr. Paul and help some people. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit tonight as we move ahead. And with us and also with us is Addison Haviland, who has been great support. And Addison, perhaps you'd like to share with everyone what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm Addison. I've been working at Basics First for, like 9, almost 10 months now.
That's right.
I'm a care coordinator. I've been using essential oils since I was little because of my mom, but recently I've been getting more into doTERRA and opening up to a broader spectrum of essential oils and doTERRA products. So I'm fairly new to the doTERRA business and still working my way around it, but I've definitely learned a lot more working at Basics First.
I love that thank you so much for sharing, ladies. And I love that you get a few different perspectives here from a health care provider's point of view, from the point of view Meg comes to us from helping others, helping her family. We're all here to help our families, of course. And Addison, as young as she is, she's basically grown up with essential oils. So I love that.
Okay, so are you going to take this, or would you like me to?
Sure. Well, no, I can. So let's talk about the objectives of the class. Our primary objective is to review the basics of essential oils and how they can be used to support our health issues. We're going to talk a little bit about why we all love doTERRA essential oils. They're our preferred essential oils to use. And actually, I'll use the term, these are the only essential oils that you will ever see in my clinic. Not all oils are created equal. We're going to go over a few of the essential oils. In the limited amount of time that we have, we don't expect to cover every single one. I don't think you all would want to stay that long with us. So a few of the more popular ones and how we use them. And then finally, we're going to talk about, for those of you that may be interested, how to get these essential oils into your home so you can use them on yourself and your family.
Sorry. All right, so we're going to start today talking about sort of a foundational set of essential oils that I use in my home very frequently. I use on my body, and they're all included in a home essentials kit. So we're going to go into very high level information on each of these oils, the peppermint, lemon, deep blue. And if you've been in Dr. Paul's clinic, you almost certainly have had deep blue applied to you. Lavender, Breathe, Digest Zen, On Guard, tea tree, also known as melaleuca, oregano, and frankincense, the king of oils. And then this whole kit also comes with a diffuser, and we're going to talk a little bit as we move through this about diffusing and how that can be beneficial to your home and health.
Great. So peppermint, Meg, we can go back and forth. You tell me if there's one that you say, oh my gosh, I have to talk about that one. So I think, and Addison, please chime right in with how you're using these oils too. Peppermint, I know, happens to be a favorite for Meg. It is one of my favorite as well. Did you all know that peppermint is a natural muscle relaxer? It is one of the ingredients that's in deep blue, and that's why I love it so much. So of course, it's a go-to when you have muscle aches and pains. You can simply apply it to the back part of the neck or a little dab on the low back, perhaps. But here's some other ways of using peppermint. How about, this is one of my favorite ways to use it. I try to wake up every morning and do a little bit of exercising. Now, even if it's 10 or 15 minutes, it's something to get me going. And these days I feel like my joints really need it. But I'm like most people. I wake up in the morning and I might not feel so motivated. So I love using peppermint as a pick-me-up. I just simply put a couple dabs in my palm of my hand, rub together, and then I take a big inhale. It's very motivating, it's refreshing, and it gets me going. It makes me say, I can do this. I can definitely get 15 minutes of a workout in, and I might even be able to do a little bit more.
Yes, one of my favorite ways to use peppermint is, well, I have a few favorite ways. A couple is to help clear sinuses when they're clogged. Put a drop of peppermint on my tongue, and you take a deep breath after you put that drop on your tongue, and things just start opening up. It helps relieve the pressure, things start draining. It's really a great thing. The other way I use it, especially now that we're going into the warmer weather, I'm a big gardener. So I'm out in the heat, weeding and picking vegetables and herbs and flowers. And I can get very, very, it's easy to get overheated, as you know, in the Virginia area. So yeah. Putting peppermint on the back of my neck, but also putting a drop or two in a bottle of water, and keep sipping that if you're out, and it keeps you cool. It works from the inside out to help keep you cooler. And it just works miracles as far as I'm concerned on managing the heat.
I really like that. And I actually thought you were going to mention another way.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
Probably.
So it's great to deter ants as well. So if you, or prevent bug bites, in fact. So
keeps mice away too. Mice don't like peppermint either.
Oh, well, there you go, other pests. So I just noticed the other day, it's the season where ants are starting to wander into the house, and where there's one ant, there's a trail of many. And I found such a trail. Well, I happen to have 2 kitties in my house, and I can't put poison, nor do I want to, around with them running around. So I simply got a cotton ball and I dabbed a little bit of peppermint on it, and I placed it in a couple strategic corners. And that will keep those ants away.
Yep. It's a great deterrent. It's true. All right, moving on, because we have several oils to get through. Why does this keep doing this? I'm sorry. Let me just rearrange my screen here a little bit. There we go. All right, Dr. Paul, I think you need to talk about this particular oil. This is, although I adore it and I will talk about it, but you take the lead.
Sure. Deep blue oil, definitely one of my favorites. It's a blend of many different oils, and it works beautifully on muscles, aches, pain. It not only is just a mere topical aid, it actually helps in the healing quality. And what I tell all of our patients, Addison's heard me say this many times, is that in between your chiropractic visits, this is your home care. I want you to use Deep Blue at home. The wonderful thing about this is that it comes in many different sizes and shapes, if you will. Most of my patients are accustomed to seeing Deep Blue in a tube. It looks like lotion. It's easy to apply. So in that tube of lotion, you have one of these bottles of Deep Blue oil. You can use them together. So if the area is really sore and one Deep Blue rub is not doing exactly what you expect it to do, then put the oil on first and then the lotion on top of that, and it will be twice as strong. You've also seen us in the clinic using Deep Blue sticks. The stick is just phenomenal. Gone are the days where you have to worry about having peppermint on your hands and accidentally rubbing your eyes. You can simply take the stick and rub it in the area of concern, and it has an extra ingredient on top of the Deep Blue oil, copaiba, which is very helpful with sore muscles. The Deep Blue stick is portable as well, which makes it nice.
Yeah, Deep Blue in all its forms is one of those oils. I don't go on a vacation, a trip, go away without it. It's that important to me. It's wonderful to help reduce inflammation, which is a big part of the cause of a lot of discomfort. And I just want to really emphasize how helpful it is when you actually put on the Deep Blue before you're going to exert yourself, and then after you shower, putting it on again. It makes a world of difference. So when I'm out gardening all day and my back, I know my back is going to bother me, I slap on Deep Blue before I go out, and it makes a big difference. Anyway, it's one of my all-time favorite oils. It is actually one of the first oils that got me really interested in doTERRA.
And before we go on, I wonder, Addison, would you like to add anything more about Deep Blue?
I think you've covered it. I love Deep Blue. I love the stick. It's my favorite thing to use. Obviously, because I always am rubbing my eyes and my face. So
yeah,
I prefer the stick, but I think they're both great. I love to use it.
Yeah, we should probably put a little warning up that anything with peppermint in it, you're always going to wash your hands after you apply it with your hands, because you don't want to rub your eyes and get peppermint in your eyes. It's not a good thing.
That's right.
All right, moving on. Lavender. I'm happy to start with this one.
Okay.
I love lavender for a whole bunch of reasons. It's very calming, very soothing, a wonderful thing to diffuse. It's got a great aroma. I use it, one of my favorite ways to use it is, again, in the garden, a lot of insects don't like lavender. So I layer up my oils to keep the bugs away from me. I hate gnats. I don't like things bugging around in my face. Gnats, mosquitoes, other types of bugs don't like lavender. So it's a great thing to put on your skin before you're going to be outside in a buggy area. Great deterrent. It's also wonderful to help with calming your skin if you get a bug bite or a bee sting or a burn. It's wonderfully soothing to calming the skin, helping your immune system respond in a healthy way and not over respond. And it's also great to help support sleep, whether you diffuse it, put a little on your pillow. It's just a wonderful, to me, foundational oil for my home.
That's wonderful.
Anything to add?
Lavender was one of the first essential oils that I was introduced to from my mom. Every night before bed when I was little, she used to put it behind my ears to help me go to sleep, and just sporadically throughout the day, because I've always been just a very high anxious child. So she would just put it on me to calm me down. So this was the first essential oil that I've ever been introduced to.
There are actually there are actually emergency rooms in this country that diffuse lavender in the waiting room of the emergency room. And they've done studies that have shown the anxiety level is lowered by doing that. So it's very powerful.
Yeah, it really is. Addison, do you still use it nightly?
I do. Sometimes I don't, but usually when I feel like I can't fall asleep, if I've just had like a crazy day and I'm just like, my mind is racing, I'll still use it. Or I'll put it like on my wrists. Yeah, so
That's
I'll
nice.
use it every now and then. I don't use it as much as I did when I was younger, because I would basically have it on every day. And she would always put it on me before I went to school too. But I still do use it, yes. And I love the smell of lavender. It's like my favorite scent. So.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay. Dr. Paul.
Okay, so I will tell you that I started out in doTERRA with one of these kits, very similar to the one that we're talking about today. And lo and behold, it did have Breathe in it. And I didn't really know what to do with it until one evening, a Friday night, Labor Day weekend, when my daughter started having some respiratory distress. And it was, she was playing soccer and she was clearly having trouble. She had played a game earlier. She was clearly having trouble breathing and we didn't know what to do. She had had similar problems before, and I'd always taken her to the emergency room where she would be given a rescue inhaler. But it was Labor Day weekend and it was 8 o'clock at night. And she was old enough where I was able to talk with her and asked her, you know, we can go to the emergency room or we can try this essential oil called Breathe. And what would you like to do? So as it ended up, long story short, I stayed with her. I spent the night with her in her room. We used Breathe. I put it under her nose. I had her inhale it. I kept on putting it on her chest as if it was some kind of a vapor rub. And it really helped to open up her whole respiratory system. She was able to take deep breaths. She was not having any distress. Now, I did what any good mom would do. As soon as the doctor's office opened, I did take my daughter in to get her checked out. Her oxygen level was at 100% saturation. She was not having any troubles. And in fact, her pediatrician said, whatever you did, nice job. So we learned that she would continue having problems like this when she would play soccer. So not only would she keep a rescue inhaler in her backpack, but she'd also keep Breathe in her backpack too. So I love using this product still. These days, when people are coming in with sinus congestion due to the seasonal discomfort that we have going on with all the pollen, it's great to be using Breathe. It helps just to open up people's airways. There's a lot of other products that go along with the Breathe line, Breathe lozenges and such, and they're all quite helpful, I find.
Yeah, Breathe also comes in a stick. It's great for athletes and distance runners, people like that. And you just sort of, again, if you have congestion and you're just clogged up, Breathe helps both upper and lower respiratory. And so you can rub that on, the stick on, and it does do exactly as Dr. Paul said. It acts like a vapor rub and really helps clear out that congestion so you can rest more easily, because everyone knows it's always difficult to get good rest when you're all clogged up and you can't breathe easily.
Yeah, exactly. Being a mouth breather is not fun in the middle of the night.
No. All right, moving on. Digestion. Happy to talk about digestion. So digestion is literally something I never leave home without, ever. I have a sensitive digestive system, and this is my go-to every single time. It comes in the oil, and you can just drop it straight right on your tongue if you're feeling like maybe you ate a little too much, or you had something that didn't really agree with you well and you feel those rumblings. You can take a drop or two on your tongue. It also comes in a tablet that you can just pop in your tongue and pop in your mouth and suck on. It's very helpful, although I don't really suffer from motion sickness. I have some friends who do, and I've used this on them, and it's made a big difference for them as well. But it really helps with just a healthy, calm digestive experience, or calming down uncomfortable one, if that's what you're experiencing.
You know how else I've used this actually? When we get nervous and we feel that we have butterflies in our stomach, so it's not as if we're having gut issues, but we do feel just fluttery in our stomach, and it's not a good feeling. At times like that, I just put a couple drops in my water and I just sip on it. And it literally just calms me down. It has a little bit of the same effect as lavender might.
Oh, and it's great for children. You can dilute with a carrier oil, and you can also do this with adults. Rub it on your tummy to help calm things down. If you don't like the taste, it has fennel and ginger and some of the common things you think about when you hear about natural digestive approaches. And fennel and ginger are right up at the top. But not everyone likes those flavors. So if you don't like the flavors, you can always rub it on your belly. Okay, moving along. On guard.
Well, on guard, I mean, I always have this vision of, hands up, on guard. And that's what we're saying to any impurities that might be coming our way, right? So this is our great immune support. And I love the way that it smells. It smells like apple pie, pumpkin pie,
Christmas.
spice. It smells like Christmas. It smells like fall. It's perfect for when there's a little nip in the air. And we love, Asin will tell you, we love diffusing this in the clinic from the time that, the fall season comes around, when all of a sudden everybody's getting sick and you're not too sure of what people have and you don't want to have it, especially these days. So I use all of the different On Guard lines. It comes in hand sanitizer, foaming hand wash, toothpaste. My husband loves the toothpaste. Mouthwash. If I feel like I'm getting a little tickle or something in my throat, then after I brush my teeth, I'll definitely make sure that I'm using the mouthwash. I even have a little sore in my mouth. This really helps it too. How about you, Meg?
Another way, I love the toothpaste. I use it twice a day. I use the mouthwash. It also has, I actually have some on my desk right here, the little hand wipes. So individually
yeah.
wrapped hand wipes that are great to have these days. When you're traveling, if you're traveling, but things are opening up, people are going out more. So it's nice to be able to, you can even use them for wiping down doorknobs or your phone screen, just to disinfect things. But another way for oral health that I have used it, I don't have gums that bleed, but I do know I have one spot that sometimes when I floss, it bleeds. And using On Guard on your dental floss stops it right away. Or you can put a drop in and swish with it. It stops that kind of distress to the gums, which is great.
Nice.
And I also rub it on my dental floss before I floss. It just makes your mouth feel so fresh. It's got cinnamon and wild orange and just these wonderful essential oils that make up the blend. It's so popular. It's actually become an entire line in doTERRA. So I use their laundry detergent too. I love the On Guard laundry detergent. Love it. I've used it for years. And they also have come out with a vitamin D supplement that is part of the On Guard line. So there's several different products that are all based on the On Guard essential oil blend.
Megan Addison and I wonder if you all do this based on the usage of different essential oils. I keep them in different places in my house. On Guard is definitely one that stays in the kitchen area so that everybody, as they come in, they have access to it. I'm not just hiding it in my in my closet or in my bathroom somewhere. So everybody sees it, they use it. Somebody wants to make a cup of heat up a cup of warm water, put a drop of it so they can sip on it because it's been a long day of talking, any of those ways.
Yeah. I just think it's an all around terrific product line at this point. Right. Tea tree. So tea tree, Melaleuca, it's a terrific antimicrobial, antifungal, great to clean with if you're cleaning it, particularly bathrooms and kitchens where things can get a little musty smelling. It's very refreshing to clean it out, but it's also great for skin because it's antimicrobial. It can really help calm the skin, keep the scalp and hair healthy, but really great for putting on feet, nails after you've been out in public places, the shower at the gym, swimming, working out, where things can get a little damp and, things like little microbes can start growing. This knocks them right out.
This is one that my husband carries in his gym bag for that very reason. Absolutely. And by the way, when my daughter was in her teenage years, she would use this when she had little breakouts on her face.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I do the same thing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. My sister also uses tea tree shampoo and conditioner because she has super kinky curly blonde hair, so it's always dry and damaged. So she found that tea tree oil or tea tree shampoo and conditioner has really helped like her hair health.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. That's nice to know. All right. And, something to point out, you can always take these oils, for example, if you want to clean or you don't want to put it all over your hands to put on your feet after you've showered or gone swimming. You can always carry a spray bottle that has the oil in it, a little bit of water with a few drops of the oil that you can shake up and just spray on. It will be equally effective to get it in, on your body so that it can do its job. Just a note. As we're going through these.
Yeah, good point.
Oregano.
Okay, this is This is one that I don't tend to talk about a lot, but I keep in my natural medicine cabinet at home. The reason I don't talk about it a lot in the clinic is it's a hot oil. Hot, by what we mean by that is that if you were to put it on your bare skin, it would burn a little bit. So it definitely needs a carrier oil when used. You could even ingest this. So oregano is nature's antibiotic. It really helps with, all different types of microbes. And so it's very interesting in how you can use it. It may be one of those essential oils that you might not use on an everyday basis, but just like I've said, it's not one that you want to be without, because when an issue strikes of somebody having some kind of stomach discomfort and they're spending hours in the bathroom or something, along with digestion, or not being quite sure of what else to use, oregano is a great one to be able to use.
Yeah, I would say probably for a GI issue, you might not want to put it in the capsule, but you might want to put it on the bottom of your feet with a carrier oil, and then
Right.
put some socks on, because you will smell like a pizza for a little while.
Yes.
It is, does have a strong aroma, which oregano does. The other way it can be used, well, in another way in which it can be used, which Dr. Paul touched on, is that it can really help if you have some kind of, bacterial thing going on, or viral thing going on. Say you do have to go on some antibiotics. Oregano, if you take that in concert with antibiotics, it can help them be more effective and
That's right.
and more efficient. So it can help boost your immune system to get well more quickly.
Yes, it
So
doesn't have to be
it's great for that.
right. It doesn't have to be one way or another. It can,
Yeah.
just as you said, use in concert.
Yep. All right. Frankincense. Frankincense is, well, its nickname is the king of oils, and there's a reason for that. We know frankincense from the Bible. We've heard about frankincense from, the biblical times, and the kings used it. And it is an incredibly powerful oil, but it's also gentle. It's not a hot oil like oregano. It can be used to help support the immune system, to help calm stress. It's a multifunctional oil. It knows what to do when it gets in your body. And it's, if you are not sure what oil to use, and you're new at this and you're just not sure, if you use frankincense, 9 times out of 10, it'll help. It's such a good
Yes.
thing. I will put it on my hands after gardening. Just a couple drops, I'll rub it in and massage it in a bit, and it really helps with, if I'm really sore from yanking weeds or whatever, it really, really helps calm them down and feel better. It's just a great oil.
It's great for the skin too.
Yeah. Yep.
It's one of those oils that I love to combine with others.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Frankincense has a bit of an earthy smell to it. In fact, I used to really suffer from migraines, and one time I was meeting someone, another doTERRA colleague, to go visit someone, and it was winter and it was cold, and I had this horrible migraine that had started. And she said, let's just go in your car for a few minutes. And she got out, I would never have thought to use frankincense for a migraine, but she got out frankincense and she just rubbed this part, the crown of my head and the back, with the oil. And these are volatile oils. They're not greasy. They actually evaporate. So when you hear oil, don't think like olive oil. It's not what they're like. They're they have different oils have different viscosities, but they're volatile and they will evaporate. So it doesn't leave a greasy residue. But anyway, you know, just the frankincense helped that migraine. It helped put my nausea at bay. It definitely helped put the pain at bay. It didn't get rid of all of it, but I was functional and I really appreciated it. And I was just blown away.
That's wonderful.
Okay. How would you like to talk about the La Luz diffuser?
Well, I think what I love about the Home Essentials Kit is that it is a foundational kit. We've gone over many different uses of the essential oils, and we can use many of those oils together, mixed together, to give us the the effect that we like. But many times, I want to be able to use these oils aromatically. I want to smell them. I want to create an environment. That's when the diffuser comes in handy. Meg, I'll let you talk a little bit more about them, about why we want to be able to smell them.
Well, because we can use these oils 3 different ways. We can diffuse, we can inhale them. And there's more than one way to diffuse. You can use a diffuser, some humidifiers, not all humidifiers, you can use them with. And you can use your hands, you know, a couple drops, rub them together, put them over your nose and mouth and inhale, another way of diffusing. But it really can set the tone. It can clear the air when you diffuse. You know, one of my favorite ways, if someone's been ill, like when my son was teenage and he got sick, oh, you know, they like to air out rooms. Boy, did I want to air out that room. So I would diffuse Purify, a different oil, but I would do lemon or peppermint. They'll all help clean the air because they're designed that way by Mother Nature. So it is just a wonderful way to clear the air, clean the air, and then also set a tone. So say you're tired, but you're a little wound up. Diffusing lavender can be very calming for the environment you're in. Maybe the other way I used to diffuse is in my job before I retired. I had a very demanding job, and sometimes it required all-night sessions, and I would have to do a lot of writing. And so I would diffuse a combination of peppermint and wild orange, because the wild orange kept me calm, because I would generally not be too happy that I'm up late writing because somebody didn't meet a deadline. And the peppermint just to keep me awake and keep me alert without making me anxious or jittery. And it worked. It worked every single time. So there are a lot of different environments that you can create through the aromas of these, you know, nice, pure essential oils.
And we know that the aromas go right up through the nasal cavity, and they go through this little bony area, cartilaginous bony area, and it goes right up to the brain and hits the blood-brain barrier, and creates some nice uplifting moods, helps us feel more at ease.
And so one of the reasons that it's really important to use pure essential oils is exactly what Dr. Paul was just saying. A lot of the retail home fresheners, et cetera, that you can buy in the stores, in your big box stores, et cetera, grocery stores, are made synthetically. They're not made with pure oils from the plants, from their natural habitat. And so when you're inhaling that kind of substance, you're inhaling synthetics like petroleum. And your brain wasn't designed to have petroleum or other types of synthetics in it. And so those can be disruptive to brain function. And it can dull senses and can have some, you know, not so good effects on the mind, on the brain, on us physically. So it's really something important to consider when you're trying to create an environment using aromas.
Absolutely.
Okay. So this is basically the kit we just covered, the Home Essentials kit. These are all the oils that come in it. And we are big fans. It's a great foundational kit. And I hope we've demonstrated to you different ways you can use them for setting environments and whatnot, in using them internally. That's another point I'd like to make about using them internally. Most essential oils that you buy in the grocery store, etc., if you look very carefully, it will have a note on it saying not approved for internal use. doTERRA oils, for the oils that are appropriate for internal use, not all oils are, but for those that are, have been approved by FDA, as generally considered safe. And that's really important. That's a huge distinction on the purity and safety of these oils. And then same thing for topically, you're absorbing it through your skin. So you want to make sure you're putting something that is pure onto your skin, because it is your biggest organ. It gets into your bloodstream. So that's important to consider.
I consider those to be my natural medicine cabinet too. So as I am running low on any one of those oils, we get more of them, whether it's for the house or for the clinic. Addison will let me know what we're running low on, and I'll order accordingly, just so if somebody is running in saying, oh my gosh, I've got this going on with my family. Oh, well, that's what you need. So here's these oils for you.
Yeah, I do the same thing. As I'm running low on things like Digestion, which I never leave home without, or any of the other oils. Lemon in my water. I use the lemon in my water. It's a great detoxifier. So great, support for the liver. I use all of these oils. I don't use oregano regularly, but if I get sick, I will use oregano. And I don't use melaleuca all the time, but I do use it. So these are great foundational oils to have on hand. All right, one last note before we start taking questions, etc., is something when we talk about essential oils, you don't think about supplements necessarily, but it just so happens that doTERRA's #1 best-selling product is their Lifelong Vitality Pack, which is their foundational supplement pack. They have additional supplements. And what makes doTERRA's supplements so great, I've been using them for 10 years probably, is that they're whole food based. They are not, there's nothing synthetic in them. And the reason it covers all your vitamins and minerals. It covers your antioxidants, so your cellular repair, if you will. And it covers your Z omegas, all the omega oils that you need. And you can't get all of that in one pill. And so these are designed for your body to absorb. It's not too much, it's not too little. And they are fantastic. I can tell if I don't take my supplements. Once I started taking them, I can honestly say without any reservation, I became healthier than I'd ever been in my life before. Didn't get sick as often. Just had, I think, a stronger constitution as a result of getting the nutrients I needed that I didn't know I was missing.
100% agree with what you're saying, Meg. I like to describe it in this way. When people come in with whatever symptoms they have going on, there is some degree of inflammation occurring, and that inflammation is occurring in all of us. Some people have more of it, some people have less of it. I like to paint a picture of, we want to take that inflammation and turn that knob down to simmer. Get it as low as we can, and these are products that help us do that.
They've actually done studies on that. So They're just, I can't say enough good things. I really try and encourage people to take these supplements because almost without exception, you will feel better. I just can't imagine what you wouldn't.
You know, and if you're feeling better, if you're moving better, you're most probably feeling younger, and that's how we all want to feel.
Yep. Yes. So, just as a note, our next class is June 7th at 7:30 p.m. We would like to hear from you on the type of topics you would like to hear us discuss that are essential oil focused. And so generally, we will be holding this class on the first Tuesday of each month at 7:30 p.m. With a growing interest in our customer base.
Right.
So with that
and
said,
Meg, I might just add one more thing about that class. It's 7:30 if we decide to do it virtually, and if that's what people would like, then we're all happy to do virtually. If we start hearing from people that they would like to have a live class, we're going to make that time be our start time be a little bit earlier so that everybody can get home earlier as well. But 7:30 is a great time if we're all sitting at home.
yeah, great point. I missed that, so thank you. All right, I'm going to say thank you to everyone who joined us tonight, and we're going to stop the share so we can all see each other a little better and take some questions if there are some.
Sure, and before we open it up to questions, I just want to say a couple words about if anybody who is listening to this call is interested in ordering doTERRA essential oils. The best thing to do is to please reach out to any one of us, and it might be easiest to reach out to either myself, Dr. Misty Paul, or Addison. And what we'll do, since Meg is taking over the helping patients with the doTERRA part of Basics First, we will then give you Meg's contact information, Meg, if you feel that that's the best way, and get you with her so that you can talk it over, chat about, you know, what's going on, and learn more and learn how to order. You always have the option of purchasing doTERRA essential oils from Basics First. We can get them ordered. There's better ways of doing it. You don't think that just getting it from Basics First is your only option, because there's ways where you can actually accrue points and save a little bit more money too. So with that, we're going to stop the recording. We can open up for questions. Thank you all for joining us, for those of you who have listened to this recording.